Hello guys, this is your boy Ali Solanki and today we'll be talking about how to manage time effectively. Now let's be honest, because of this quarantine and the lockdown period, most of us have become quite lazy. So today I will be serving you with fresh new content on time management, so let's get right into it. The first thing that you can do is
Do it! Just do it!
Yeah, just do it. Let me explain. The time you spend prioritizing your work is the time you aren't actually doing your work. Sometimes doing your work in a random order without having a perfect schedule for them might be the key in getting them done in the first place. Seems abnormal, but trust me, it works. We tend to spend our time chalking down how to do things rather than actually doing them. Let's say, for example, you wanted to complete your studies today, but then you spent an hour just making the perfect timetable for yourself. Instead, you could have just started completing the work at hand and saved the amount of time spent in making the timetable. Now, some people would argue that making a timetable makes them organized and well focused on their goals. But no one actually talks about how to have such a mindset to follow such a timetable. And today we'll be doing just that. Alright, just a second. If you like this video, do press that like button, do share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me grow. Now, bye. First, let's talk about time boxing. Now, time boxing is a concept which I personally use to get my things done. Time boxing is essentially allocating a fixed amount of time for all your different tasks and integrating them in your daily routine. This is currently used by the top project managers all over the world and is also used by many of the personalities like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, etc. They use this method to plan their daily schedule and do the work before the given deadline. In this method, most importantly, we need to track our time right. Now, unfortunately, we as humans think of the best possibilities while making a to-do list or a timetable. We never think about what if the next year is just as bad as 2020. Well, that's not what I meant, but we conveniently ignore all the odds that are bound to happen. So, a realistic tracking of time is very important for this method to work for you. The time you allocate for different tasks should be enough to get them done in that time only. The next biggest enemy when it comes to time management is procrastination, and we need to learn how to beat it. Procrastination and productivity do not go hand in hand. It actually ends up taking a toll on one's productivity. Now, the thing is, human brains are actually programmed to procrastinate. You do it, I do it, we all have done it at some point or the other. Now, instead of learning the hard way, it is smarter to learn through others' experiences. If you pay close attention, you would realize that procrastination is the main cause of lack of one's productivity. Okay, so now let's go to the solution part of this, guys. The first thing that you can do to avoid procrastination is reward yourselves. For every task you complete, there must be a reward that you can earn from it. Now, the reward should not be something that would hinder your productivity, like working for an hour and you reward yourself by playing a video game, which we both know never actually ends. Don't do that, guys. You're actually fooling yourselves by doing that. The reward should be short and sweet and should further motivate you to do your work. Like, for example, you can opt for polishing one of your hobbies like singing, dancing, or even just going out for a walk should suffice as your break. Now, the second thing that we can do in order to beat procrastination is creating a positive pressure. Now, creating a positive pressure does accelerate your productivity. You can do this by making your goals and tasks public and by telling it to your friends, family members, and even relatives. So, the fact that you've actually told these people makes you want to stand by your words and further motivates you to get it done. Like, for example, before making this video, I told all of my followers on Instagram that I'm making a video about time management. Now, this further pushed me to make this video as soon as possible and deliver it to you all. The third thing that you can do to beat procrastination is let someone keep a check on you. In this scenario, that one person can be anyone, be it your family members or even a close friend. Let them keep a check on you and take honest feedback from them. This will help further motivate you to get those things done. The next thing that you can do to beat procrastination is learning to say no. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be rude to the person you're saying no to. It's an art of being polite and delicate. It simply means you say no to things that aren't actually contributing towards your goals or something that you don't actually want to do at that period of time. The thing is, we have it hammered into our heads that we need to be nice to everyone. And this being nice gives us a certain validation of being liked. And that's why we continue on saying yes to each and every one. Remember, when you're saying yes to something like that, you're actually saying no to a lot of your personal things that you could have done in that time. And even the people who are asking for favors aren't actually wrong. You should realize your priorities and set them accordingly. And furthermore, if you're already engrossed in working on something, no one will actually come and disturb you. And if they do, then make them involved in your work as well, or give them a specific time in the future whenever you will be free. Like, say for example, you're studying and a girl comes up to you and asks you out for a dinner. Never happens with me, but let's assume. So instead of saying no straight away, try giving a definite time in the future. Like, say for example, I'm not free right now, but what about tomorrow at 7? I'm sure you won't lose out on your productivity and get a date as well. The next thing that you can do to beat procrastination is visualize your goals. Visualize what you will achieve in the future by doing the work that you're supposed to. It really helps. The main reason for our procrastination lies in the fact that we do not have a definite reason to why we are working in the first place. Our mind keeps telling us that this work is just not worth it, and it fails to visualize what you will get in the long run. And to help visualize your goals, do write them down in a piece of paper. Now, this may sound silly, and not many of y'all will do this, but trust me, this works. Make a very short plan of what you want to do and what you will achieve by doing this. Also, write about how it will affect you in the long run and also why you're doing this in the first place. Visualizing helps train your subconscious towards your goals. You are dissolved into achieving your goals, and then no one can stop you. If you want to know more about the power of your subconscious mind, do read Think and Grow Rich. It's an amazing book, and a part of it talks about how you can use your subconscious towards your advantage. The next thing that you can do is take breaks. What is the picture that comes through our minds when we think about productivity? A keen and a busy person working for hours and hours together. Well, that's only partially true, I'd say. Productivity is indeed about efforts, but it is also about the results. If you're working for 8 hours continuously but doing a work which can be completed in 4 hours, then your productivity is low. This means that productivity does not depend on the number of hours that you put in. It matters on the results. You are humans. We are humans, so we need to charge ourselves and boost ourselves. So yeah, resting plays an important role in boosting your productivity. In fact, most of the researchers show that successful and highly productive people do indeed take breaks. Be it studying, working, shooting, or anything, your ultimate time of concentration only stays for about 20 minutes. After the 20-minute time period, your concentration starts deteriorating. Now just think about it. Instead of working for 3 to 4 hours continuously, you could work for 30 to 40 minutes and then take breaks accordingly, which would actually increase your productivity also. Consider minutes and not hours. Every minute counts. You would have heard this a lot of times, but we forget its importance. Many researchers have shown that mere few more minutes or seconds have been the difference between the productive people and the non-productive people. It may sound silly and easy, but trust me, it does work. And if it's so easy, do try it on your own and see the results for yourself. Okay, yeah, so you guys might be wondering, why haven't I talked about the one universal factor which is said and hated by most of our parents and is considered to be the only reason behind the lack of our productivity, and that is your smartphones. Why haven't I talked about the phone usage or the time you invest in the lovely gadget of yours? Well, here you go. So as we all know but tend to forget, the phones are for our convenience and not others. So stop being slaves to others by feeling that it's your obligation to answer their calls, reply to their texts, and whatnot. You are killing your own time and exhausting your productivity. Instead, watch my videos, like them, share them with your friends. You might learn something new. Who knows? Also, if you're a millennial or someone who likes self help channels or self growth channels, do check out my channel as it has a lot of videos about it.